Good morning, everyone. This is Riley with Midwest Market Management, bringing you our Thursday, March 5th edition of our South America weather and looking at it from a national yield perspective. So, not a ton of changes here since Tuesday, but some temperature switches have been made that are worth looking at and definitely impacting the markets a little bit. So, first thing I want to do, put into perspective how big of an area we're looking at. First crop corn and beans for Brazil and Argentina is anywhere from Mato Grosso and the Tocantins all the way down south to central Argentina and south of Cordoba and Buenos Aires down to the southern region. So very big area we're looking at. Putting just Mato Grosso on a US map, it's almost the whole Midwest. So this crop area is huge, guys. This isn't something that we can summarize in one sentence. So with that said, here's your temperature switch. Mato Grosso do Sul is this province here in Brazil that they're already fighting some drought issues. They haven't been catching rains like the north has, and 90 plus degree temperatures are definitely impacting the crops. Now we are taking away from a yield that is being projected to be a record breaker. So are the yields still going to be very good across Brazil and Argentina? Yes. But every day that I look and every report I'm reading, these yields seem to keep trickling down slowly for a lot of the news places that report yields for Brazil and for Argentina. So 6 to 10 day temperatures are looking to mild out a little bit. One thing that is important to start watching for Safrinha crop is temperatures up to the north. I'll get a better look at that here in a little bit. Last 2 weeks of rainfall, not much new since Tuesday. Argentina has a little dry pocket here in the northeast area. Other than that, everybody's at least gotten enough rain to, I'd say, tide them by. There's not anybody screaming drought and crop failure, but there are people saying, especially in that Mato Grosso do Sul region, they need some rain. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And the flip side, Mato Grosso, Goiás, these regions to the north that are very big on Safrinha acres for corn, they're getting way too much rain. And harvest progress we saw on Tuesday was still behind. And until that changes, there's going to be less corn likely to be planted and definitely within the time frame that they want. But also, just in general, I think the Safrinha corn acres are definitely not shifting higher. They're shifting lower right now. So moving forward, next 5 days, that same region still getting rain. Down south in Argentina, another dry pocket, but the western side that was running hot for quite some time is getting enough rain to cover up any bugaboos they have over in the western side of the country. So moving to the 6 to 10 day, Argentina continuing to look drier and drier, except for that west little region. So going to have to watch and see if more yield issues start popping up in Argentina. And Brazil just continuing to get enough rain in areas that need it to tide them by, and to the north getting too much. So switching over quick to the Safrinha focus, Mato Grosso over the next week. Temperatures, I wouldn't call these crazy. We're still in the 80s, but starting to trend warmer, seeing more of these little bubbles of 86, 87 for an average. If we keep trending higher, that will help dry them out. But if we flick over to a dry season and the rain shuts off completely, then if it comes with heat, that's not going to be a good thing for them either. So we're going to have to watch that really close. On the precip side, these guys are continuing to get rain. It's not a bullish factor to the point where corn here in the States should be at $6 by any means, but this Safrinha crop being delayed as much as it is definitely helping out this corn market. And that can be given some of the reason for why corn's been rallying this week. So looking straight south of where we were, Mato Grosso do Sul and Paraná, these are other big Safrinha crop regions. Mato Grosso do Sul, the 1 to 5 showed them getting a lot more heat all the way through that province. The full 1 week shows that not all of it's sticking around going into the over a week from now. So temperatures still in the upper 80s to 90s for an average. Definitely wouldn't call that cool. So I know here in Iowa right now, we're supposed to be getting into the 50s for the first time, and 80 to 90 sure seems pretty hot to me. But from a crop perspective, definitely not making a big enough impact to say the crops are going to fail. And that's the big thing that could spark a South America rally in a big way for the beans and for the corn. I know we've already put a lot of premium in the market, but what could cause a big spike would be talks of crop failure. And I'm not hearing that yet. So as of right now, conditions are far from ideal, but crop size still looks big. So other thing that is bailing out these regions next week, they are looking to get 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, depending on where you're looking. That's not fixing all the issues, but it's putting a Band-Aid on it and it's tightened them by, and that's all they need. So from the weather maps perspective, that's all I got this week. Definitely time to be staying tuned to South America weather, guys. This is making a bigger impact on the market than some people might realize. So tune in next week on Tuesday. We'll have updated planning numbers of where they're at if they're still behind, and that could be something to cause another change in the market. So hope everybody has a good rest of the day and rest of the week. Thank you.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.